Hello, it is Sunday, and it's almost in the middle 80s already. Actually, it's like almost 85 already, and it's not even 10 in the morning. So hot, 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 hot. Anyways, we're here because we did not do a review yesterday, like a dumb butt or dumbass. And my cat is wanting attention. She's meowing, saying hey to everybody. Yes, I know, kitty. Yeah, Daddy didn't do a review yesterday, so now he has to make up for it. Okay, so this video is basically just gonna be like movies that I kind of think that everybody should kind of check out if they've never seen them. So we're gonna start it off with Harry and the Hendersons. So, I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen it or not. It's really, really funny. It involves a family who essentially goes on a camping trip out in the wilderness, and well, they basically hit something that they think is like some type of ape or something, and then later on they find out that basically it's Bigfoot, and so they have to kind of befriend him and take him in and take care of him because they hit him in the middle of the road. They think that they actually killed him. They did not, and then he kind of comes awake basically as they're driving away. It's really, really funny, honestly, if you've never ever seen it. 5 stars. Great plot, entertaining, lots of funny stuff in it. So the next one, and I need to like fix the case actually for this. Scary Movie 1. Scary Movie 1 honestly is hilarious. It pretty much is making fun of like all scary movies. And there's some interesting people who kind of randomly show up as guests and things in the movie too. Really funny though, entertaining stuff. So, and then we're gonna move on to that. Yeah. My favorite horror movie, honestly, is Scary Movie 2, just because it's really, really funny, and it's not like bloody or gory or anything like that. It's just, it has so much funny stuff in it. If you've never seen it, I don't think that it's actually on any websites that I'm aware of, streaming sites. It was on Netflix for like years, but then they ended up just taking it off for some god reason. I don't know why. So, but I feel like the Scary Movie franchise of its own, I feel like really there's only like 3 movies that are good, and that's like the first 3 movies. Like the 4th one and 5th one are pretty bad. I didn't like those. Those were not funny at all. And then we're gonna get into Ruby Ruby Roo Jinkies. So, I felt like the Scooby-Doo movie was pretty solid. It had a great cast in it, and it had Scrappy-Doo in it too, which I thought was kind of cool. My only concern that I didn't like was Scooby was like CGI, and I felt like they could have just used like an actual dog for the character. And the second movie isn't bad either. That also has Alicia Silverstone in it. But this one has like Sarah Michelle Gellar, Freddie Prinze Jr., and can't remember his last name, but his first name is Matt. I can't remember his last name. And unfortunately, the case that I have doesn't really have their names on here for some reason, which is strange. And then we're going to go to Jennifer Tilly and Bride of Chucky. Now, if you were a fan of the Chucky movies, the Child Play movies, I think you'd actually like this. There are some questionable things in the movie that are kind of, gross, but I do think it's pretty funny, though. There's some interesting jokes in it. The soundtrack's really good, too. And then The Frighteners. The Frighteners has Michael J. Fox in it, actually, if you've never watched it. Again, this is kind of a movie that's kind of not really gory or anything. It's actually pretty funny for a scary movie. The Haunted Mansion should be on here, too, actually. That's another one with Eddie Murphy. That's a good one, too. The next one is the original Ghostbusters movie, you guys. If you've never seen the original Ghostbusters movie, I don't know why you haven't seen it, because it's really funny. The second movie is pretty good too, and the cast is just absolutely awesome. So. And I know I've done this review before, but I cannot say enough about The Labyrinth. This movie is amazing. There is nothing wrong with this movie. The soundtrack is one of the best soundtracks I've ever listened to. Jim Henson did a wonderful job developing this. David Bowie did an awesome role for his character in this movie. Long live Bowie. I feel bad if you've never seen that movie, honestly. It's pretty good. And then we're going to go to another Jim Henson movie, which some people didn't like it because they thought it was kind of dark and spooky and stuff, but I don't know. I mean, I think The Dark Crystal had a pretty good plot to it. This movie used to scare me when I was a kid, actually. That's why I didn't even watch it again until I was in my mid-20s, frankly, because I didn't really understand it when I was a kid. But essentially, the plot is, it's about a young guy basically living and basically being afraid of let's just say death and things like that, and creatures taking over his world, basically. And it's kind of dark for a Jim Henson movie, but I really do think that it's worth watching, though. And the Truffle Shuffle itself, the Goonies. Now, what more could I say about the Goonies, other than it is by far one of the best movies ever made from the 1980s. I keep saying that a lot with other movies, but this really is the one that I can't ever get sick of watching. The cast is really good. I mean, even the soundtrack is pretty good. Most of the people from this movie ended up having pretty good careers after the movie was over with. So yeah, I feel like these are the movies that I wanted to kind of point out to you guys. If you've never seen them, it's really worth checking them out. So yeah, this is your Sunday review with Drizzle.